Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast, and I'm here to present you my MLB picks for Wednesday, October 17th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all my MLB, NBA, and NFL videos. If you haven't already, go check out my new website at www.dfscheatsheet.com. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, everything that you need. So go check out the site at dfscheatsheet.com. Baseball is winding down, but there's definitely some really good tournaments that you could jump into and make some more money before MLB ends. Perfect example, tonight we got a 2-game slate. $4 entry. $4 entry gets you $10K for first place. I mean, even though we may not care much about MLB anymore with NBA up and NFL going at full speed as well, I mean, I would still love to win this 10,000 at the end of the day. So definitely think that we could still attack some MLB. Got some of the sharks off of MLB, focusing on NBA, NFL now. So this is a spot where we could possibly, get a little bit edge on the field and actually, have a good opportunity to take something down tonight. The optimizer you can use, though, 150 lineups in this tournament if you want. So, real quick before we jump into the picks, we'll just quickly talk about the games. You got Boston going into Houston. This game has an 8.5 implied total. Houston's favored by half a run. Then you got the Milwaukee going into LA to face the Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw. This game has a 7 implied total, and the Dodgers are favored by 1. So, let's just jump into this slate. Before we do, like I said, man, hey, we got everything rolling, MLB, NFL, NBA. Go check out the site. Get a 7-day free trial. Everything's great. Got some good content up. We just put a bunch of new content pieces on the site, such as a full player pool breakdown for the day. We're going to do a consensus value ranking for each sport on the site, so you can go and see kind of who we're ranking at the top and work our way down. A lot of good things going on right now. We're definitely growing rapidly every single day. So make sure, if you haven't already, go check out the site. So let's just get into these MLB picks real quick and get out of here. So I think, for pitcher-wise, I'm not really going to look at Charlie Moore and Rick Porcello. I definitely think this game is going to have some runs scored in it. Both of these guys have upside, I understand. But for me, there's a little bit more GPP upside than cash games. If you're still playing cash games, I think that the clear cut is probably Clayton Kershaw. Thing about Clayton Kershaw, the last game he pitched against Milwaukee, he didn't do very well. He only went 3 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. It wasn't a very good game for him. And we know Clayton Kershaw is a competitor. I feel like he's going to bounce back at home tonight. We can see his previous playoff start against Atlanta, and he went 8 innings. He didn't have the strikeouts that we want. He only had 3. But the fact that he went 8 innings, 0 earned runs, got a W and a quality start, 43 fantasy points, that's something more along the lines of what we expect for Clayton Kershaw. And one thing I will note, Milwaukee, they're hot. I understand. But they do have a lot of swinging strikes in their lineup as well. Some guys that definitely strike out. So, I think this is a spot that you can definitely look to attack Kershaw on a bounce back start in this game. And just real quick, I'd like to mention, if you don't know this already, now with only 2 games left in MLB, I'm not playing any more cash games. It's strictly GPP. And I just like Clayton Kershaw's upside. He's going to be low owned based on what happened last start. What I do usually, especially if I'm going to put 150 lineups in a slate like this, is I kind of just, get a little bit of every single pitcher. I may, go a little bit higher percentage on some compared to others, but you kind of want to hit it from all angles. So Clayton Kershaw is going to be my top pitcher on the slate. And then if I want to get some value, I definitely think you could look at a guy like Wade Miley. He actually pitched well his last start. He went 5 2/3 innings, just missed a quality start, only allowed 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. It's nothing special, I understand, but at a 6,000 price tag, I mean, you can pretty much get any bats that you want, and there's some really good bats on this slate. So I think he's a good value play. Now we'll move to catcher and first base. The first guy I'm going to talk about is going to be Yuli Gurriel. I mean, the guy's very fair price. He's only 3,000. He's batting in that cleanup spot right now. I mean, postseason. I mean, he hasn't had a bad postseason for sure. He definitely hasn't hit a home run. You know, he's doing all right for sure. He's got hits in what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6 games, so he's giving you a solid floor. Has power upside. Now he's going against a matchup with Rick Porcello, where he has good career numbers off Porcello. He's 5 for 12 with three doubles and a home run in his career. So he has 4 extra base hits and 5 hits off him total. This is a good spot for him. 3,000, very fair price tag. Next, first baseman I'm gonna look at 2,800, even better deal. Mitch Moreland going against Charlie Morton. I mean, Charlie Morton isn't a bad pitcher, don't get me wrong. But, you know, Mitch Moreland has some good numbers off him. He's 4 for 9 with 2 doubles and a home run in his career, 3 extra base hits and 4 out of his 4 hits. 2,800. I feel this is a very good buy low opportunity for Mitch Moreland. Obviously, you know, we want to get some bats from that Boston and Houston game with the higher implied total. We'll move on to second base. You got Jose Altuve going against Porcello. You know, Jose Altuve is a Jose Altuve. He's a hitter. You know, he's got on base every single game this postseason. He's only had 1 home run. He's due for another home run. We know this guy has massive pop. He has 1 home run and 1 double. He's going to get a couple extra base hits. They're coming. He's only 4 for 16 in his career off of Porcello, but he does have a double and 2 home runs. Next, we'll move down a little bit. A guy that I'm liking, and I definitely think he's going to be a little bit lower owned, is going to be Brian Dozier. He finally got a start yesterday, and he didn't do too bad. You know, in 4 at-bats, he got a hit, and he got a walk, got an RBI, a stolen base. So he was productive, you know, with the RBI and with the stolen base. You know, I definitely think this is a guy. He's not going to be on nobody's radar because the Dodgers haven't been playing him much, and I think we have to get him in there today. For his career, he's crushed lefties. We know that. He's a veteran. He's going to give us a good at-bat every single time that he goes up to the plate. So I just think this is a good spot for Brian Dozier, and I expect him to be in the lineup at a 2,800 price tag, very fair. Now we'll move on to third base. My first pick at third base is going to be Justin Turner. I mean, Justin Turner is our best hitter. You know, as a Dodgers fan, I realize that, and I know that. And, you know, last time he faced Wade Miley was a day he struck out like 3 times in a day. And that's not what Justin Turner does. And I definitely think he's going to come out and he's going to look to get some hits off of Wade Miley. Because, you know, right now I feel like Wade Miley is feeling like, hey, I own this guy. But Justin Turner, for his career, he actually is 4 for 12 off of Wade Miley. So he has, you know, some decent numbers, has a double in his career as well. So I think this is a great spot for Justin Turner to have a good game. Now to get some value, you know, we can't pick all the most expensive plays. You know, I definitely think that at third base, you can look at a guy like Devers or a guy like Nunez. If you want to pay down a little bit. Nunez, it says he's day-to-day with his ankle. He exited game 3, so he's probably going to be out. So, I mean, we're going to look at Devers here, 2,800. He usually bats in around the 6 hole. 2,800 price tag, solid lefty-righty matchup for him. The kid has shown us, you know, that he does have some pop. You know, in that bat. And, I mean, for the most part, when he's getting starts throughout this playoff, he's been doing well. You know, the last start he got against the Yankees, he went 2 for 6, RBI, stolen base, a couple runs, 21 fantasy points. You know, and then he got a start against Houston. You know, he got 2 hits, RBI, a couple runs, a walk. So, you know, he's seeing the ball very well. 2,800, I think it's a very fair price tag for him. So I think he's somebody that you can look at third base as well. And then we'll go to the shortstop position. I'm going to start off with Manny Machado. I mean, he's starting to play well. I actually finally got to see him hustle and bust his ass yesterday for that game-winning run. But the guy's just a hitter. I mean, we know he's a hitter. Look what he's been doing in the past 5 games. He's got 8 hits in the past 5 games. Has a couple home runs in that span, a couple doubles, swinging a really good bat. He's getting hot for us at the right time. Solid lefty righty matchup right here. Going against Wade Miley, he actually has some hits in his career. He's 4 for 14 with the home run off of Miley already. So if you have the money to pay up, I definitely think Machado is the shortstop that you want to go with. And if you don't have the money, you can go down a little bit, save $500, go with the Xander Bogaerts, who's having a solid postseason. I mean, he's got hits in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 8 straight games, he's got at least a hit, got a bunch of walks in that span as well. So he's getting on base. We know this guy has some stolen base upside. Now he gets a matchup with Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton is he is 7 for 14 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs in his career off of Charlie Morton, batting .500. Very, very good numbers. So if you can't, get all the way up from Machado, I definitely think that Bogaerts is a viable play. Now to finish it off here with the outfield, I'm going to start off with this guy. I think he's more of a GPP play, but I'm just going to bring him up first because he's, the highest priced guy. That's Christian Yelich going against Clayton Kershaw. I don't really want to attack Kershaw. I mean, I understand he didn't have the best start, but if I was, I definitely think that we'll look at Christian Yelich. The guy has really good career numbers off Kershaw. He's 9 for 18 with a double and 2 home runs. The guy's going to be the league MVP this year. I definitely think that Yelich is a solid play in this spot, and he hasn't had a big hit, in the past 5-6 games. So it's coming. He's due. He was very good all season. So this is a great spot for Yelich, especially for a GPP. I think he's going to be lower owned compared to some of the Boston and the Houston guys. Then I'm going to go with the guy, George Springer, 4,100, another Houston guy going against Rick Porcello. Springer, this guy is just clutch. I mean, every time playoffs come around, he just takes care of business. Since playoffs started, he's had at least a hit in every single game. He's had 3 multi-hit games out of the 6 games. The guy has stolen base upside. He has, power upside. He has he has 3 homers and 2 doubles in 6 games since the playoff starts. The guy is Mr. Clutch. He's a really, really good playoff player. He plays good under pressure. So I think Springer's a really good play. And lastly, to round it off, a guy I think that's going to be low owned, that I think he's in a solid spot, is going to be Matt Kemp. He's actually not swinging too bad of a bat. Last time he got a start, he got 4 at bats. He got 2 hits. This was actually the day against Wade Miley. For his career, he's 8 for 35, so it's not the best, best numbers against Miley. But he does have he does have a double and 2 homers in that span. And then he had a couple hits against him earlier in this series. 2,500. If he's going to be in the heart of that order, I definitely think that this is a great spot for Matt Kemp. And that's all I really got for you guys on this small 2-game baseball slate. But I want to get you guys a quick breakdown to get you some plays that I'm really going to be looking at and targeting today. So I'll be back in a little bit with my NBA, cash game core plays, pretty much top 5 picks that I really like at the NBA. On today's NBA slate. So make sure and stay tuned and check that out. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe and turn your notifications on, to our YouTube pages where you don't miss any of our videos. And let's get it tonight, guys. Peace out.